Good afternoon, softball fans, and welcome to semifinals Saturday from Mountain Home. The Greenwood Lady Bulldogs facing the hosts of this tournament, the Mountain Home Lady Bombers, a team that is a familiar foe. It's 5A West a common opponent. And Greenwood is the home team, Lake Hamilton. Mountain Home will be the visitors. We've had some rain start, and I've set up kind of a unique display today. Try to give you a picture of that. So you can see I'm out in the batting cages out beyond the center field fence. So trying to protect myself from the weather and trying to make sure we get you some shots of what is actually going on. The coaches are meeting at the home plate right now. Benton won earlier, 4-0, and they will head to the finals, which they actually get to host this year because of the COVID. And so anyway, they'll be the home team, or they'll be hosting and playing at home. And the winner of this ball game will get a date with Benton. Mountain Home Greenwood, as I mentioned earlier, are not uncommon opponents. They've played each other twice this year, conference opponents. Greenwood won 12-0 in game one and came back and won 15-0 in game two back on April 20th. But there's been a lot of softball played between then and now. And Mountain Home defeated Sheridan in the opening round, who was the one seed out of the South. Scored 7 runs in that ball game, and then beat BB last night in 8 innings, 2-1. So a common opponent, but somebody that Greenwood has handled twice already. Third time's a charm, we hope. And the starting lineups will be introduced here shortly for both squads. Glad you're joining us. Baseball getting kicked off as well. I want to thank Sean Holland for being the man remotely. And Mike Passage has helped me here get things set up. And as we mentioned, the rain is here. It's not heavy. It's just a nuisance right now. But I'm under the protection of the batting cages so we can protect this equipment and try to get you as many shots as possible. But as we did yesterday, this is the one-man crew, so I've tried to condense it the best that I can but still give you the picture that you need. The important thing is Greenwood's in the semifinals, and starting lineups, Mountain Home, who is actually hosting, will be the visiting team. Marcy Cutworth will play second. She'll bat first. Gracie Utchman will be the right fielder. Georgia Burnham will play first base. She'll bat third. Caitlin Hill will be the center fielder, and she'll bat fourth. Lauren Loving is the pitcher. She's a left-hander and has been in the circle the whole tournament that I've seen. Mallory Drury will play left field and bat sixth. Reagan Hasselwander will be the designated player. Maddie Belk will play third base. Tori Robb is the catcher. And the shortstop / flex will be Emily Payne. Mountain Home comes into the ball game 18-11, finished the 4th seed in the 5A West. And we're hosting this tournament, so they will be the visitor because they are the lower seed on the bracket. For the Greenwood Lady Bulldogs, 24-8. Won the first round game against Lake Hamilton 3-0. Second round game last night against Marion 11-5. Familiar starting lineup: Chelsea Passage, the second baseman, will lead off. Ali Saki, the shortstop, will bat in the 2-hole. Maddie Cartwright will anchor third base and bat third. Natalie Thomas will play first base. She'll bat fourth. Charlie Taylor will catch. Macy Cutsinger will play center field. Claire Chappell will anchor right. Haven Clements gets the start in the circle. And Kinley Fisher will be out in left field. So a very familiar lineup for Greenwood defensively and in the batting lineup. And Coach Saki is trying to get to the finals again. And we'll have a national anthem. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but we'll try to pick it up here on the live stream. My mic's got to be out here with me, so it's a little different. So we will play the national anthem. Just as we get through the anthem, the rain starts coming down a little heavier. And the tournament director, Mitch Husky, who's the AD here at Mountain Home, told me if it starts getting heavy, then we'll take a break. But if it's casual, and I'm not sure what the definition of casual will be, but we'll get a ruling on that, obviously, as the day goes on. Dustin Smith, Mike's side for you today. Glad to bring you this action, and thank you to our sponsors across the way who have been so instrumental in letting us bring you the live stream. The weather held off as long as it possibly could. Looks like there's a little thunder shower between here and Harrison. So we'll get started and see how long we can go. Haven Clements in the circle. The senior started yesterday's ball game. And had trouble finding the strike zone. But Tori Howard, the freshman, came in, and we're underway or getting ready to. Marcy Cudworth, the second baseman, will lead off for Mountain Home. She'll bat from the left side of the plate. So we are ready for action here in Mountain Home. Semifinals, glad you're aboard. Baseball also being played right now. I'll try to keep you updated best that I can. Haven Clements kicks and fires. That's in there for strike one. Good start for Haven as she walked a couple yesterday afternoon in that first inning for Marion. She finds the strike zone here early as the rain falls. Second pitch is ripped down the line. That's foul for strike two. The ball kind of, it was in foul territory, and it battled around or rattled around there in the corner. And Haven up 0-2 on Cudworth. You can see my vantage point here. Clements fires the right arm through. It's in there low for ball one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the first. And with this turf field, the teams will be able to play. Won't be mud or anything like that. You have to get adjusted to the sliding on the turf. You got to start a lot sooner. That pitch from Clements is low for ball two. A raucous crowd for Mountain Home, mainly in their dugout. And they're playing with nothing to lose. And they're the 4 seed. They're the host, but they are the 4 seed, so they're just trying their best to do whatever it takes and have a good time while doing it, trying to get to the state finals. 2-2 pitch here to Cudworth. Clements back in the circle, swings the right arm, and it is low for ball 3. Haven had trouble getting it up in the strike zone yesterday. It stayed low. Hopefully she can dial that in. Cudworth, as I mentioned, the second baseman. And that ball hit the second. Passage over to first. And that's the first out of the ball game. And if you hit it to Passage, you better just plan on getting out, because Passage has been almost automatic there at first or second base. She fires it over to first. And one up, one down so far. And this will bring Gracie Uchman, the right fielder, to the plate. Haven kicks and fires. That ball is outside for ball one. I'm going to try to keep this angle for you most of the day so you can see what happens in the field. Clemens kicks and fires. That one bounces in there for ball two. Talked to Haven after the game yesterday, and I talked to her on Thursday and said, hey, just throw strikes, and she did. Yesterday, she said they were strikes. They weren't balls, but the home plate blue did not agree. Haven fires one through there on Uchman for strike one. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the first. Mountain Home, the visitors. Been the visitors the whole tournament. Swing and a miss right there for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Haven had 2 balls early, came back, 2 strikes in a row. Fires that one, it's fouled off of the right side. And we'll do it again. I mean, my perch is nice and dry, and see the umbrellas in front of the camera there at home plate. And if we switch over, you can see the fans that are there. Some are weathering it without the umbrella. Haven kicks and fires. That one rolls in there for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. Benton awaits the winner. And we don't know the day or time yet. It's depending on who makes it. And I'm sure the boys' side will also determine who's playing when. They like to pair those teams together if they can. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Haven Clements, 2 up, 2 down to start the first inning for Greenwood. And a much different start than what she had yesterday. Mountain Home, not a perennial offensive team. Now, just as soon as I say that, they'll break out and have some hits today. But one of the neat things about sitting out here is you can hear the chatter from the outfielders and their communication. Batting now is Georgia Burnham, and she looks at ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here to the number 3 hole hitter from Mountain Home. Haven kicks and fires, and that one is low, ball 2. Rain picking up a little bit here. Sounds heavier than what it may be, and that's strike 1. So I'm under a metal roof. You can see the raindrops falling. Haven Clements trying not to let it bother her here. Swings the right arm. That's on the outside corner for strike 2. Good pitch there from Haven Clements. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another left-handed batter for Mountain Home, and we've seen this a couple times in this tournament. The alternating between left, right. Greenwood will not have a left-handed batter. That ball hit on the ground right at Natalie Thomas. 3 up, 3 down. Perfect start to this one for Greenwood. And Haven Clements will go to the bottom of the first, I'm sorry. Mountain Home bats but does not score. Doesn't get a batter on base, and Greenwood will come to the plate. The last 2 days obviously have been picture perfect. Chamber of Commerce weather, and I blamed their AD for this rain, trying to slow us down. But the bats for Greenwood have been legit. At least yesterday they were. The first day took a little bit to get it figured out, but once they did, they got it rolling and put up crooked numbers in the 2nd and the 5th. And then Marion was able to add a 3-run homer in the 7th. And that young lady, the third baseman, she talked to Coach Saki last night after the game. That was her 16th homer of the year, and it was a no-doubter. She crushed that one. So we got 2 games for you here on the live stream. Facebook Live may be the most dependable, but we'll see. If you're watching on YouTube, hopefully you got that tuned in as well. We got a delay as the pitcher is getting the ball dried off, and we're about ready for action. Leading off for Greenwood, Chelsea Passage, the second baseman, senior, headed to the University of Arkansas, has anchored second base all year and played a phenomenal second base. And that first pitch was ball 1. That's up and out for ball 2. Passage will be disciplined at the plate. They'll keep changing a ball in and out because they're going to try to keep it as dry as possible. Just got an update from Brian Sims, the track coach, that said Taylor Hankins won the Meet of Champs with a pole vault of 11 feet. She is a sophomore pole vaulter, so congrats to Taylor Hankins for that. That ball up and away, ball 3. So we got 3 balls, no strikes here. That ball out of the zone, and Passage is on with a walk. So Passage reaches, doesn't have to swing the bat one time, and that'll bring her middle infield teammate to the plate. Ali Saki. That's in there for strike 1. First strike of the game from Loving. She will dig back in. We saw her when she came to Greenwood and played. Right-hander kicks and fires. That ball's up out of the zone for ball 1. One and one our count, bottom of the first. Passage steals second. Head first slide there. Call a strike on Saki. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now against the senior shortstop. As Passage swipes the bag there. Way to avoid your sliding past it if you just dive. That ball close. Saki watches it for ball 2. Evens the count up at 2-2. Greenwood trying to threaten here. Mountain Home did not have a runner on. Greenwood's got their leadoff standing at second. Saki fists that one just down the line, foul. One thing you see from Mountain Home, a lot of change-ups. So you got to be disciplined at the plate. And Coach Saki, I'm sure, has told the girls, try to hit the top half. Don't try to pop up. And Greenwood has done, threw a curveball at some people yesterday, especially Marion, when they dropped down several bunts. Greenwood not known as a bunting team. Pitch is fouled off. Spoiled alert there as Saki just battled. Not going to take a chance being called out on strike 3 there. There'll be plenty of softballs used today, and that's okay because there's no more games after this, at least here in Mountain Home. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. Saki and Loving in a battle here. Loving will get the sign, kicks and fires, and Saki dribbles one down to third base. It's foul. Saki did that yesterday quite a few times. As she hit the ball to third, her first 3 plate appearances. Rob, the catcher, she's a senior. Loving, the pitcher's a senior. Uchman's a senior. Hasselwander's a senior. A very senior-laden team. I think there's 3 is what Mitch Husky told me that aren't seniors. Loving kicks and fires. That ball bounces in there. But Passage cannot advance to third. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Saki is battled here. It's a full count, and we'll see if Passage is on the move. That ball fouled off into the first or third base dugout, or past it, I guess. Saki still battling at the plate. 3-2 our count. Bottom of the first, nobody out. Leadoff runner for Greenwood stands over at second base. Got on via the walk and then stole second. And Saki's been locked in a battle here. So Loving gets the sign, throws the right arm through, and that ball's outside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks to open the first inning. And that'll bring Maddie Cartwright to the plate. And if my memory serves me correct, it was Mountain Home where Maddie had 8 RBIs on the day. Home runs in both ends of the doubleheader. She swings and fists that first one off, foul ball. So 0-1 the count on the super sophomore. Nobody out here in the top of the first, or bottom of the first, I'm sorry. That ball outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think we got the kinks worked out a little bit yesterday. Hopefully we stay live through this. Cartwright watches that one up for ball 2. You know, you're one of those teams like Mountain Home who knows that they finished 4th behind this Greenwood team, and you want to try to dent the scoreboard early and put the pressure on Greenwood. Cartwright lifts that one a mile high. Catcher with the mask off, and the ball is batted down. We'll see what happens. They rule that a foul ball. 2 players collided. Excuse me, they ran into each other, collided, and the ball hit the ground. So 2 balls and 2 strikes in this one. Cartwright lives to have another at bat, but as Coach Saki probably just yelled at her, don't hit the bottom half of the ball. Swings through that one, and it's down the line, but it's going to get foul. Near the vehicles over there. And it's the changeup. Changeup causes some problems there, and Cartwright will supply the power. 2-2 our count. That ball up for ball 3. Very disciplined is Maddie Cartwright. And it's very impressive simply because she's not played in 4 years. She's had a great eye at the plate. That ball over but low for ball 4, so 3 walks to begin this one. Greenwood hadn't hit the ball out of the infield or hit the ball at all in play, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Brings Natalie Thomas to the plate. Thomas had an incredible game yesterday, 3 for 3 at the plate. She watches that one for ball 1. Again, Benton is the team that awaits the winner of this one. That ball is smoked, but it's going to be foul. Smoked down the line. Natalie Thomas got every bit of that. The only problem was she ran out of grass between the white lines, and I can't get you that angle right down the line. But it was just foul. Saki asked for clarification, hoping that the home plate umpire saw it. But it didn't find the turf. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the first for Greenwood. That ball is inside corner for strike 2. So now Thomas really has to battle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Loving's not going to overpower you, but you got to be ready for the fastball and then be ready for the changeup, and that's the first strikeout of the day. Thomas goes down. Greenwood didn't have a strikeout yesterday. That's the first one. And Loving right now is dancing around this trouble. Bases loaded. Charlie Taylor at the plate. That ball is inside for ball 1. Bases full of Bulldogs. And that's on the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Charlie Taylor sometimes watches those pitches early and then battles late. She's a catcher and sees a lot of pitches. She watches that one for ball 2. Greenwood really needs to get something out of this, loading the bases with nobody out. Passage standing at third, Saki at second. Maddie Cartwright over at first, getting instructions from Brandon Elmore. Loving set, 2-1 the count. Swings the right arm. That ball's up for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Nowhere to put her. The Bulldogs last night, crazy ending to the baseball game. That ball's out of the zone, and Greenwood will get the first run. So another walk from Mountain Home. And Greenwood has the first run of the game. 1-0 Bulldogs, bases still loaded, and here comes Macy Cutzinger. Cutzinger, the junior center fielder, will dig in. That pitch fisted right down the line towards right. 1 run will score. They're bringing in Cartwright. She'll score, and it's a 2-run single for Macy Cutzinger. And the Greenwood Bulldogs have extended their lead and lead 3-0 now. Still just 1 out. Good piece of hitting there by Macy Cutzinger as she singles home both Cartwright and Saki. And moving over to third is Charlie Taylor. So 3-0 here. And the junior center fielder just keeps smoking the softball and finding outfield turf. That brings Claire Chappell to the plate. Chappell squares to bunt, pulls it back. And Cutzinger will advance to second. They throw back to third, but Charlie Taylor dives back. No need because the third baseman was up the line. 1 ball, no strikes. That ball is ball number 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Greenwood ahead here, 3-0 in the bottom of the first. And Loving having trouble finding the strike zone. That ball bounces in there for ball 3. So Chappell way ahead in the count. First base is open. Haven Clements awaits in the on-deck circle. That ball's in there for strike 1. If you're Claire, you just want it to be one location, and that wasn't the pitch she wanted. So bases second and third actually are our runners. Cutzinger at second, Charlie Taylor over at third, Claire Chappell at the plate. Swings and lines one right down on almost a carbon copy of where Macy Cutzinger hit hers. And she will get a double, and that's a 2-run double as 2 more runs score for the Lady Bulldogs. And the floodgates have opened here in the first inning for Greenwood. 2-run double. And Greenwood is up 5-0. And Claire Chappell delivers down the line. We'll see what happens here. crooked number was in the second inning yesterday. Greenwood has started off with that here. Good piece of hitting there from Cutzinger and Chappell. And now Clements tried to follow that C's, the two C's before that. See if she can find some outfield turf. Loving kicks and fires, and Haven fouls that one off for strike one. Still one out. 5-0 Lady Bulldogs. This was kind of the story when they played at Greenwood. Mountain Home dug themselves a hole early, and Greenwood kept adding on. Haven lifts that one up. Communication, and an out's going to be made. It was adventurous, but an out is retired nonetheless as Haven fouls out to the catcher. And that'll bring Kinley Fisher to the plate. Fisher, the 9th batter for Greenwood here in the bottom of the first. Claire Chappell stands out at second. She doubled down the right field line as she followed Macy Cutzinger's single down the right field line, 2-run single. And now Kinley Fisher, the senior left fielder, will dig in. It's always nice to bat through the lineup in your first inning. Greenwood wanting to add more here. Fisher looks at that one straight down the middle for strike one. Couldn't ask for a better start for Greenwood. 5-0. Looking for more. Fisher lifts that one. It gets out of play for strike two. She's way ahead of that. Foul it into the Greenwood faithful. And now Loving has battled back in an 0-2 count here. Trying to get out of this inning and keep it just at 5 runs. Fisher'd love to find some outfield turf. If she does that, Chappell will score. Fouls that one off back to the screen for strike two, so we'll stay alive. Oh, 0-2 the count. Fisher will watch that one. It's high, floats in there. It's the changeup. We've mentioned that pitch a few times, and Loving doesn't get that to drop like she wants to. And she'll swing through that one for strike three. But the damage is done. A big first inning for the Lady Bulldogs. We'll go to the top of the second. Greenwood 5. Mountain Home 0. And we're excited you're here on the live stream. Here from Mountain Home, the semifinals. Things have started to really roll the Lady Bulldogs' way here. Try to give you updates as I know baseball's going on as well. 5-0. Big first inning for the Lady Bulldogs. And you couldn't ask for it to be scripted any better if you're Haven Clements. 5 runs of run support. Knowing that you are this game away from being in the state finals. Greenwood was there in 15 and 17 and 19. 18 we hosted and got upset in that tournament. This program's been on the rise for quite a while. Coach Ronnie Saki's done a phenomenal job with the Lady Bulldogs, trying to get back to the state tournament, or state finals. Last year we didn't have the finals, obviously, because of COVID. We start here in inning number 2. Greenwood with a 5-0 lead. Hill, Loving, and Drury, the 3 scheduled to bat for Mountain Home. Over in Jonesboro, Van Buren's up 2-0 after 1 against the Bulldogs. Clements fires the first pitch in there for ball 1. A rowdy dugout from Mountain Home. Rain has subsided a little bit here. That's ball 2 on the outside. Haven had a long inning there. Nine batters got to the plate. That ball's outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Caitlin Hill, the center fielder, digs in. Haven kicks and fires. That's in there for strike 1. Little change-up action there. Haven can throw that on a 3-0 count. Kicks and fires. That ball's out of the zone. Gets to the backstop, and Mountain Home will have their first base runner via the walk. So Lauren Loving will come to the plate. She is the pitcher for Mountain Home. Mountain Home's first base runner comes via the walk. Lauren Loving, the pitcher. Mentioned she's a senior. That ball's foul, strike 1. It's needed Haven to find that. Cudworth's a senior, Burnham's a junior, Belk's a senior, Drury's a sophomore, Hasselwander's a senior, Uchman's a senior. Very senior dominant lineup for Mountain Home. 1-1 our count here. They'll take a few moments throughout this game to make sure we have some dry softballs in play. That ball outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, one runner on. No outs here in the top of the second. Greenwood with a 5-0 advantage. Haven kicks and fires. That ball lifted, but it's going to get out of play for strike 2. Had a small rain shower roll through. A little cooler up here than what it is back home, I'm sure. That ball's outside for ball 2. The weather here says 70 degrees. I ain't buying it. Wind's crisp. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Haven climbs the ladder there. Loving goes down swinging, and that's the first out here in inning number 2 for Mountain Home. That'll bring Emily Drury to the plate. Drury plays left field. Caitlin Hill's over there at first. She walked to begin the inning. Haven kicks and fires. That ball is outside for ball 1. Nothing more you'd like to have than a shutdown inning here from Haven Clements. Make sure that they don't get any hope. She kicks and fires. That's on the outside corner, but apparently too far out for ball 2. We saw yesterday Haven struggle in inning number 1, and Coach Saki was not going to wait around long. That ball fouled back to the screen for strike 1. So after Marion scored the first 2 runs of the game, had runners on first and second with 1 out, he made a pitch and change. Tori Howard came in and got an ending double play, and Greenwood started rolling from there. Two balls and a strike here. That ball is low for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Haven gave up a walk to the first batter here in the top of the second for Mountain Home. This is Drury at the plate. Haven kicks and fires. She lifts that one, and it's going to get out of play for strike 2. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Haven got to come with a strike here. Senior swings the right arm through. It bounces in there, and it's back-to-back. I say back-to-back walks. It's the second walk of the inning. And that'll put runners at first and second. Walks sandwiched around a strikeout, and Reagan Hasselwander, the designated player, will dig in. Haven swings and fires in there, strike one. What you want to do after you give up a walk, come back right in the strike zone, and she finds the zone there. Two on, one out here. Top of the second. Swing and a miss. As that ball is outside, but Hasselwander swung through it. Haven here with an 0-2 count. Comes back, tries to go outside, and Hasselwander does not bite. It's a waste pitch there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haven swings the right arm. That's fouled off. So Hasselwander stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haven with 2 strikeouts already. 2 walks. Here in the top of the second, Greenwood was able to push across 5 runs in the bottom of the first. Haven trying to keep the Mountain Home faithful quiet over there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Change up there. Good pitch from Haven, and it's her second strikeout of the inning, 3rd of the game. This will bring the third baseman, Maddie Belk, to the plate. Haven trying to dance around, 2 walks. That one over but low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Swing, and that ball's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. The runners were on the move. Obviously, when the ball was hit, with 2 outs, you have to be. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Haven swings the right arm. It's lifted, but it's out of play to the right for strike 2. Haven trying to strike out the side here. Has walked 2 in this inning. Would love to have a strikeout here. 1-2 the count, way ahead in this at bat. That ball lifted towards Natalie Thomas. She'll take a few steps to her left, and that'll retire the side. So Greenwood gets around the 2 walks. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Greenwood 5, Mountain Home 0. And we'll start just like we did the ball game, as Chelsea Passage will lead off. Rain has subsided here. Loving back in the circle for Mountain Home. You can see the Greenwood faithful to your right on the screen. I want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring you these ball games, both here and in Jonesboro. Pulling double duty, games going on at the same time, just shows you the talent of Mr. Sean Holland, and we thank him for his efforts. And he and Tim are doing the radio over there and the live stream together and remotely producing stuff here. And we'll be back to the top of the lineup. Chelsea Passage got things started with a walk, came around and scored when Charlie Taylor was walked. Passage looks at that one, bounce in there for ball 1. Passage usually doesn't offer it, pitches out of the strike zone. 1 ball, no strikes. That ball is on the outside corner for strike 1. Passage being disciplined. Yesterday she hit some rockets at people, but they were right at people. The old Adam ball. Swings through that one, fouls it off for strike 2. hits the screen, and that ball will be thrown out so they can dry it off. And Mountain Home, being the host, has to make sure they have dry softballs in between innings. So Postage down in the count here, 1-2. That ball is floated in there, but it's high for ball 2. Loving likes that changeup. She'll throw it, 1-2 count, but hadn't been able to drop it in the zone there. Postage lifts that one, finds some outfield grass. Yes, it's down. Postage will scoot on into second. She'll dive head first, and there's a double for Postage. Good effort there from the center fielder. That is Caitlin Hill, but the ball gets past her. And Postage is out there at second. And Ali Saki with a chance at an RBI here. Saki digs in. They're going to say that one was a strike. Strike one to Saki. She's usually not going to wait long with that bat. She likes to bat. 0-1 the count. Postage standing out there at second. Saki will hit one right back up the middle. The ball is dive and stop there from the shortstop. That's Payne. But she's not able to get up and throw it over in time. So an infield single for Ali Saki. She hits that to short. Postage cannot move forward because the ball was right in front of her. And that'll bring Maddie Cartwright to the plate. Cartwright walked in the first, came around and scored. And we'll get a new softball. Anytime that ball hits the turf, that's the plus of the turf, you can play on it, but if it gets wet, it's wet. So Maddie Cartwright digs in. Postage goes to steal second, and she's going to be safe. The third baseman came up the line. And that'll advance both runners. Saki was going as well. The third baseman came up the line expecting the bunt, wasn't able to get back in time, and Postage swipes third. Cartwright watches that one up for ball 1. Runners on second and third, 5-0 Lady Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second, looking to add a few more. That ball is low and outside for ball number 2. Cartwright was very disciplined. Coach Saki yelling at his daughter, know what to do here. Loving gets the sign. She'll throw that one, and Cartwright will yank that one foul. 2-2. We saw Thursday her speed. She beat out a ball to short. And once she gets moving, she can flat motor. She beat that out down the line. She gets something in outfield turf, she's going to be running for a little while, I believe. Swings, and that one's not quite to the outfield dirt, but she's going to get on base anyway because the pitcher throws it past first. Saki thinks about coming home. Postage does, and now Cartwright will advance to second. So it's an error on the pitcher. Postage comes in and scores the 6th run of the game for the Lady Bulldogs. And Cartwright will advance on the errant throw as she'll go up to second. And that'll bring Natalie Thomas to the plate. So Cartwright reaches via the air. Saki standing over at third. Cartwright at second, now Natalie Thomas. Thomas swings and ropes one down the line, and they're going to say that's foul. Oh, baby, was that close. Saki just had to dive out of the way. Both Sakis. That's dangerously close to a bases clearing at least double there. Thomas got around on that one for strike 1. Eventful. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Greenwood with a 6-0 lead and runners at second and third right now. And the cleanup hitter, Natalie Thomas, at the plate. Swings through that changeup for strike two. It's been a good pitch when it's been located for Loving. Thomas ready to deposit one over the outfield fence, among the team leaders in home runs for the Lady Bulldogs. That ball, she went back to the changeup again, but it floats in there for a ball. And they're going to, Ali Saki's going to come home. And she's going to steal home. And collision at the plate. Nothing dirty as Loving went down to make the tag and hit her in the helmet. Nothing malicious there. And the Mountain Home coach is going to want clarification for what happened. Cartwright, I say Cartwright. Yeah, Cartwright ends up at third base. Saki comes in and scores. And that's the 7th run of the ball game for the Lady Bulldogs. Thomas still at the plate. Cartwright just takes the seat on the bag at third. Going to be a little bit before she goes back out there defensively. Natalie Thomas going to try to drive her in here. 7-0 our score. Thomas fouls that one off. Stay alive. 1-2 the count. Things have been just rolling for Greenwood here offensively. Looking to add to it here. And Natalie Thomas at the plate. She swings and lifts this one. It's going to be fouled off to the third base side, and the third baseman will make the play. So a foul out there to the third baseman. And that'll be the first out for the Lady Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second. 7-0 the score. Charlie Taylor at the plate. Change up in there for strike one. I'm telling you, that's been a very good pitch for her when it's located. Charlie Taylor watches that one float up for ball one. 7-0 our score. Maddie Cartwright would be the 8th run. She stands over there at third. One out here. Taylor lifts that one foul for strike two. Baseball down 2-0 in the bottom of the second over in Jonesboro. That one close, really close take there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coach Saki says, let's go to Charlie Taylor. Taylor with a 2-2 count. Swings and fouls that one off straight back. And there's no flinch here. I'm way out here under the batting cages in center. But if Tim Terry were sitting here, he'd be flinching at that one. At least behind the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We await a dry softball to come back into play. Greenwood with a 7-0 lead. 5 runs in the first, 2 here across in the second. Loving kicks and fires, and Taylor swings through that one for strike 3. So strikeout there for Loving. And that'll bring Macy Cutzinger to the plate. 3rd strikeout of the game for Loving. Changeup's been good for her. Rain starts to pick up again here in Mountain Home. That ball's in there for strike 1. It's a changeup's been working this inning, at least these last 2 batters. Cutzinger watches that one for strike 1. Lifts that one straight away to center. The center fielder will make a few steps to her left, and that'll retire the side. Not before Greenwood plates 2. 7-0. We'll go to the top of the 3rd. Greenwood 7, Mountain Home 0. little update from 5A action. Russellville boys in overtime right now. Greenbrier set to play later today, I think. Some 5A West action. Another 5A West matchup over in the semifinals in baseball. Greenwood down 2-0 in the early going of that one. And their improbable ride to the semifinals last night saw some interesting calls, some debate, a lot of Twitter banner back and forth of what was right, what was wrong. Just hate to see a game end in that fashion. Worked out well for the Bulldogs as they're playing this afternoon over there against those pesky Pointers. Van Buren, who won the 5A West. Greenwood finished as the 4 seed. It's almost the exact situation here. Greenwood was the 1 seed over here, Mountain Home the 4 in our conference, and they meet here in the semifinals. Haven back to work. Ball 1. This is Tori Robb, the catcher. She'll be the 9th batter of the ball game for Mountain Home. That ball's over but low for ball 2. Top of the 3rd here. Rain going to be threatening, I think, for the most of the game. Hasn't been heavy, except for the runs for Greenwood. They've rained in some runs. That ball fouled out of play for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Mountain Home had to go to extras to win. It's 0-0 going into the 8th inning yesterday against Beebe. That ball's outside for ball 3. 0-0, and you get the international rule. Runner starts at second base. And they were the visitors. They plated 2, and then Beebe plated 1. Haven walks the leadoff hitter here for the 2nd consecutive inning. So a walk there, and Coach Saki is out to talk to his senior right-hander. Discussing what they're going to do, and it was a very pointed conversation to Haven, and the slap on the right shoulder to say, let's go. Find the strike zone, and the Mountain Home fan base student section is departed. They were in celebration mode last night, and they beat BB late in extra innings to get here to the semifinals, and this will bring Cudworth to the plate. She grounded out to Passage, her first at bat. Haven kicks and fires, and ball was out of the strike zone, but Cudworth swung and strike 1. Haven kicks and fires. It's a changeup on the outside corner for strike 2. So whatever Saki said to her sunk in. Comes back with 2 strikes, and that changeup on the outside corner. See what Haven comes with here. 0-2 the count. Kicks and fires. That ball swatted between first and second. Chappell will boot it out there. Now they'll throw behind her. She bobbled it for a second, so it's a clean single to right. And Robb will advance to second base. So 2 on, no out here. Runners at first and second for Mountain Home. Good piece of hitting there from Cudworth as she just put it in between Passage and Thomas. And Robb was able to avoid getting hit. So Mountain Home starts at the top of the 3rd. Runners on first and second. First 2 have reached. And here comes Uchman. That ball outside for ball 1. You saw Saki yesterday had a quick hook. Tori Howard came in quickly in the first inning. Haven swings the right arm through. That's on the outside corner for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 on, nobody out here in the Mountain Home half of the third inning. That ball's on the outside corner as well for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haven was ahead of Cudworth 0-2, and she was able to deposit 1 in right field. Haven kicks and fires. That's a changeup right back to her. She'll fire over to third. Cartwright will get the force out there. Can't throw it across. But there's an out there.
The first baseman, number 24, Georgia Burnham.
And all that did was change the batter because we have the same scenario. That'll bring Georgia Burnham to the plate. Burnham fouled out to Natalie Thomas to her first at bat. That ball lifted foul out of play for strike 1. Double play still in order. Runners at first and second for Mountain Home. That ball fouled off again for strike 2. So Haven had a little discussion with Coach Saki. Got the next batter to ground out right back to her. And is ahead 0-2 here to the 3-hole hitter for Mountain Home, Georgia Burnham. She bats from the left side. Little cat and mouse game here. Haven's ready. She kicks and fires, and that ball's fouled down the right field, or first base line foul. So we'll do it again. 1 ball, or no ball, 2 strikes. Top of the third, Greenwood ahead 7-0. Mountain Home's first 2 runners have reached. And a force out there at third on the fielder's choice. Haven's ready. She kicks and fires. That ball bounces in there for ball number 1. Good job by Charlie Taylor to stop the ball and not allow the runners to advance. Means the double play is still in order. It's a good pitch for Haven. It's a waste pitch. Let's see if they'll offer at it. Senior kicks and fires. That one's inside and it hits her. Hits her on the right arm. That'll load the bases. So the bases are loaded on the hit by pitch. It's Burnham's hit. So that'll bring Caitlin Hill to plate. Hill walked to start off the second inning. Mountain Home with their first serious threat of the game. The umpire was not ready, making his way out towards his position behind second base. Bases are full of bombers. Haven kicks and fires. That ball's outside for ball 1. Haven in a bit of a predicament here. Base is full, 1 out. She kicks and fires. That ball fouled down the line, just foul. Hill slaps that one towards first. It falls in foul territory. So we have a 1-1 count. Haven trying to dance around trouble here. That ball's swung on and missed. They throw back behind the runner at third, and Cartwright's able to stave that one from going into left field. It's a strike at the plate. Charlie Taylor tried to nail the runner at third. That's Cudworth. And Haven Clements ahead in the count, 1-2. Haven gets a sign, kicks and fires. That ball's outside for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Senior right-hander kicks. It's a changeup. That floats in there, but it's high for ball 3. So a full count, nowhere to put her. Got to throw a strike here if you're Haven. That ball's outside for ball 4, and Mountain Home will score their first run. So a walk there. And that'll bring Lauren Loving to the plate. 7-1 our score. Mountain Home plates their first run of the game. Three walks and a hit by pitch this inning. That ball out of the strike zone for ball 1. Top of the third here, Coach Saki said his plan was to go Haven for a few innings and then let Torrey finish it up. That ball's over but low for ball 2. That plan may come to fruition a little sooner than he had planned. Haven battles here. 2-0 the count. That ball's in there for strike 1. She's a gamer. This Haven Clements has been a multi-sport athlete for Greenwood for 4 years. That ball's over but low for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Nowhere to put her here. Haven's got to come with a strike here. Bases full of bombers. That ball's over but low, and that's ball 4, and I believe that'll be the quick hook. So 7-2. And that'll bring a change in the circle, and Tori Howard will come in. One, two, three, 4. Mountain Home had 1 hit in this inning so far. It was a spot. That'll bring Tori Howard in to bat. Tori Howard had to come into the spot yesterday. She threw strikes and got Greenwood out of first and second, 1 out in the first inning when Marion had already plated 2. So here we are in the top of the third. Greenwood with a 7-2 lead. And the strike zone was being filled early for Haven Clements. And then it just went awry here in the third inning. And Tori Howard has thrown her pitches, and she's ready. Bases loaded still for Mountain Home. 1 out here in the top of the third. Greenwood 7, Mountain Home 2. And Tori Howard looking to limit the damage to just 2 runs here. Mallory Drury, the left fielder, will come to the plate. She'll wait for the first offering from Tori. It's lifted. Tori's going to make the call and make the catch. The infield fly, the batter was out anyway, but one pitch, 1 out. Can't ask for anything better there from Tori Howard, and see if she can wiggle off this hook. As Reagan Hasselwander steps in, and she'll look at ball 1. First ball there from Howard. 1 pitch, 1 out. Way you draw it up. Freshman kicks and fires. That ball hit right back up the middle. That'll score at least 1. Cutzinger in to cut it off. They'll score 2. It's a single there from Hasselwander. And Mountain Home will place 2, and all of a sudden Greenwood's up 7-4. Good piece of hitting there as the ball went right back up the middle. Cutzinger unable to get the ball in. Runners at first and second now for Mountain Home. 2 more runs in, 7-4 our score. And that's ball 1. So 1 ball. This is Maddie Belk, the 9th batter of the inning for Mountain Home. She'll foul one down the line. It's foul. Third baseline, that is. Maddie got a glove on it, but it was in foul territory. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mountain Home has dented the scoreboard here, and they've done it in a big way. Timely single there. Tori Howard came in and got the first batter she faced with a pop-up. But then Hasselwander had a single back up the middle and drove in 2 more. 7-4 our score. Greenwood cruising coming into the 3rd, and Mountain Home has drawn closer. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Change up there from Howard. This will be a big out for the freshman. She's able to retire. That ball's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maddie Belk, the 3rd baseman in the batter's box for Mountain Home. Swings and lifts one towards center. Cutsinger's there, and she makes the catch. What a play by Macy Cutsinger, a diving catch in left center, and that'll end the inning. Holy Toledo, what a play there from Macy Cutsinger as she cuts down that ball in the gap. And that'll end the Mountain Home threat. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. 7-4, Mountain Home scores 4. Got a little life in that dugout on the first base side. And what a play from Macy Cutsinger. She makes the play, got a good jump, dove, and made the catch. And Greenwood with a 7-4 lead now as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Chappell, Clements, and Fisher, the 3 scheduled to bat for Greenwood. Mountain Home sends 9 to the plate in that inning. Bats around in the lineup. Macy Cutsinger, if it weren't for that play, they'd be 7-6 for sure, and possibly more, because that ball was going to get past her to the outfield fence. And Belk was looking for at least 2. Claire Chappell will lead off here in the bottom of the 3rd for Greenwood. Here you go. It's what you want in the semifinals, a game that's close. 7-4 our score. That's in there for strike 1 as Loving comes out dealing here in the bottom of the 3rd. Claire Chappell takes that first pitch for a strike. She battles this one. It goes right out to her short. She'll throw across, and that will retire Claire Chappell there. 6-3 for out number 1. It's a quick one out here in the bottom of the 3rd for Greenwood after Mountain Home has scored 4 in the top half. Haven Clements, who started in the circle, will come to the bat. She swings this one right down the line, but it's foul. Strike 1 against Haven. She fouled out to the catcher in her first plate appearance. It was an adventurous out. Maddie Cartwright fouled one up, and players ran into each other. Now the Mountain Home coach is coming out to talk to the home plate blue. I think she's trying to figure out how Haven Clements is still batting. And if she's right in this call, then that would be Haven was out. But we've done this all week. So Saki doesn't play with a flex player. So she's able to come in and come back as the flex. And the conversation's over. And still Haven at the bat. No balls and a strike. Loving gets the sign. She'll swing and fire, and Haven lays off it as it was high for ball one. Haven swats one right towards short. She'll try to leg it out. The throw over to first in time. So consecutive 6-3 putouts. And Greenwood's got the first two retired here in the bottom of the third. That'll bring the right fielder Kinley Fisher to the plate. Fisher swats one down the line, foul. So Fisher swatted that one foul, and balls were being thrown all around, trying to get a dry ball in. Fisher lifts this one, and it's going to be a play by the shortstop. She makes all three plays that inning. And that'll end the third for the Greenwood Lady Bulldogs. No runs this time. We'll go to the top of the fourth. Greenwood leads 7-4. Try to keep some scores for you from across the 5A West. Teams of interest or not of interest, whatever. Russellville Soccer wins, beats Little Rock Christian in the second extended time. So they're in the finals. Greenwood trying to punch their ticket here in softball. Greenbrier girls still to play. Van Buren boys still to play soccer. Of course, Greenwood and Jonesboro are playing over, or not Greenwood and Jonesboro. Greenwood and Van Buren are playing over in Jonesboro. So we'll have a 5A West representative in the finals in baseball. And we'll have one in softball as well, as Greenwood and Mountain Home are 5A West foes here, trying to battle to see who's going to play Benton. So Tori Robb, who started the last inning with a walk, digs in here against Tori Howard. That ball over but low for ball one. So Mountain Home has some life to them. Scored a couple or scored four in the top of the third. That ball's on the outside corner but a little too far out for ball two. Howard kicks and fires, strike one. So Mountain Home got a 1-2-3 inning out of Greenwood. Now trying to continue their threat. Places a bunt down, does Rob, but it squirts foul for strike two. Good idea because Thomas was back. She thought she could beat her to the bag. Postage comes over from her second baseman position. And that ball hit right back up the middle, and that's going to be a single. So Rob with a two-strike approach, and she gets on with a single to center. So Rob on, leadoff runner on for the second consecutive inning for Mountain Home. And that'll bring Marcy Cudworth. She had a single to right her last at bat, grounded out to second in the bat prior to that. Tori Howard kicks and fires. That one's outside for ball one. That's why you play 7 innings. Mountain Home, pesky, trying to get things going here, cut into this lead a little more. And that's ball 2. So Howard's come in, and looks like Cassette's over warming up in the bullpen in case they need to go to her. Howard, that one's inside for ball 3. So an auspicious start here for Greenwood in the top of the 4th. Greenwood had all the momentum early, scoring runs like crazy, and then Mountain Home played it for. Torrey Howard comes in there with a strike for strike 1. Leadoff runner on. Rob singled to center her leadoff at bat here. Cudworth will hit that one. Thomas will field it and then tag her. Cudworth will ground out to first. But Rob will advance to second base on the play. And that'll bring Gracie Uchman to the plate. So runner advances to second, got an out in the ground out. And Uchman, who struck out and reached on a fielder's choice, is grounded right back to the pitcher, and she tries to bunt here, and that goes foul. Looks like Mountain Home's taking a page out of Ronnie Saki's book from yesterday, trying to bunt down the first baseline, make the first baseman field it. Trying to push it down the line. And the lively drums have come back for Mountain Home, sensing some opportunity here. Runner at second, one out here in the top of the 4th. That ball right back up the middle, gets through. Cutsinger will try and play at the plate, not in time. Ball gets past Charlie Taylor. She's looking to go to third. She advanced to second, so that's a single for Gracie Uchman. She'll advance to second on the throw. And all of a sudden, Mountain Home has cut this lead to 2. 7-5 our score here. And Mountain Home doing a good job of just putting it where Greenwood's not. 7-5. Greenwood led 7-0, and Georgia Burnham is the batter here. She got hit by a pitch in her last at bat. Howard's, that one's going to find the dirt. Nope, Kinley Fisher gets over and makes the play. So a fly out to left, adventurous. And then I'm just going to be honest, I didn't see what happened there. There was a lot of celebration there, and I think the blue in the field said she left the bag early. So if she left the bag early, then that is an out. And that's how it'll end. That'll end the inning. So Greenwood dodges a huge bullet there, a double play, an unconventional double play. But the runner left the bag early, trying to get to third. Coach Saki was right on it, and they get her out. So she being Gracie Uchman, is forced out because she left the bag early. So we'll see if that changes things now. For Greenwood, Chelsea Passage will lead off. She's doubled and walked. She'll dig in here. They're going to say she swung. She couldn't check her swing, and that'll be strike 1. I mentioned it earlier. She usually doesn't swing at balls out of the zone. She couldn't hold up her swing there. Strike 1. 7-0 lead for Greenwood after 2, and then Mountain Home's just chipped away, and it's 7-5. That's a ball in there for low, but ball one. 1-1 our score, or 7-5 our score. 1-1 the count here to the leadoff hitter in the top of the or bottom of the fourth for Greenwood. Passage swats that one foul for strike two. So the whole process of getting a dry softball in, each time a ball is hit, foul. Passage lifts that one. It's going to get out of play, foul. Kind of tomahawked that one. Passage lives to see another pitch. One ball, two strikes to the senior second baseman. She swings it to a little nubber to third, charges, throws across. And that's a 5-3 put out. She was in the right spot. She was cheated up. Passage didn't get all of it, just kind of nubbed it over there. And that'll bring Allie Saki to the plate. Saki will retreat to the dugout because she forgot something. I don't know if it's batting gloves or a different bat or whatever it may be, but she has acquired what she needed. She's got the proper tools, and she's ready to dig in. So Lauren Loving rattled early, but she has settled down, and Saki swings through that pitch for strike one. So now Saki behind in the count 0-1. Lifts that one, but it's going to be sprayed foul down the right field line out of play. Two strikes. I mentioned Loving was on the ropes early. Greenwood had opportunities. And Mountain Homes chipped away in their last two innings. Saki lives this one. It's going to get over the head of the left fielder. Saki will get at least two. She smokes that one, and she was about due because she's had some balls that were just hit right at people. She gets a double there, one out double. She stands over at second. And Maddie Cartwright will be on to bat for the Lady Bulldogs. Be a big answer here for Greenwood if they can play a couple runs here, and you got the right people in the order to do it. Cartwright fists that one, and it's going to find foul territory. It was just between the catcher and the third baseman, and it hits foul. Strike one. Cartwright lifts that one. Shortstop will make a few steps backwards. And that'll be a fly out to the shortstop, and that'll bring Natalie Thomas to the plate. So two outs here, and Saki will go over and throw something to Coach Elmore. That pitch in there for strike one. So Natalie Thomas has fouled out to third and struck out. She was quite the bat yesterday for the Lady Bulldogs. She swats that one right at the third baseman. She'll fire over, and that'll end the threat for Greenwood. So a one-out double stranded at second base. Thomas grounds out to third. And that'll end the Lady Bulldogs half of the fourth. We'll head to the fifth. Greenwood 7, Mountain Home 5. It's a good one. Semifinals is what you want, what you expect. And we head to the top of the fifth inning. Again, it looked like he was going to get way out of hand early in favor of the Lady Bulldogs, but Mountain Home, to their credit, has battled back. Chipped away, kept scoring runs, took advantage of opportunities that were given to them. And Tori Howard takes a couple warm-ups. She's ready. So here we go. Be the top of the 5th. Hill, Loving, and Drury, the 3 scheduled to bat for Mountain Home. Hill will be the leadoff. She's walked in both of her plate appearances. She's been a difficult out for the Lady Bulldogs. Howard kicks and fires, strike 1. That ball fouled off to the screen. Oh, and 1 the count. Top of the 5th, Greenwood clinging to a 2-run advantage. That ball fouled right back again for strike 2. Healthy hacks from Mountain Home here to begin the top half of the 5th. Try to get you a score from Jonesboro as quickly as I can. You may be able to tune over on that on the live stream if you're doing that at home. That ball bounces in there for ball 1. It's 1-2 the count. Mountain Home, top of the 5th. Leadoff batter, that's Caitlin Hill. She's walked in her 2 plate appearances. Swings through that one. And they'll fire down to complete the play, even though I think Taylor caught it anyway. So that's a strikeout. And the leadoff batter retired for Mountain Home here, and that'll bring the pitcher, Lauren Loving, to the plate. She's walked and struck out in her 2 plate appearances. That ball lifted, and it's going to be foul. Down the left field line. Just ran out of fair territory. It's a long strike. So Loving got up there swinging. Fouls that one down the line. And the process of getting a dry ball ensues. Tori Howard, the freshman, came in the 3rd inning. That ball lifted. Thomas will try to make a play, and she'll run out of real estate for strike 2. It falls just beyond the first base dugout out of play. Passage over there as well to give a look. That ball hits foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Change up. Woo, pretty. I think Loving gave up on it. And it floated just outside for ball 1. Howard comes back. That ball smacked to 3rd. Cartwright will throw across, and Thomas is not able to handle it. And Loving will reach via the air. Not who sure they're going to score that on. Saki's going to be out to talk to her, saying she caught it first. Saying he called her out. And then she dropped it after he called her out. But they will not agree. So the runner's on. Greenwood has an opportunity there, slip away. I'm not sure if that's the E on the throw or the E on the catch. But either way, Mountain Home's got a runner on. That brings Mallory Drury to the plate. She's the left fielder. She's walked and fouled out to the pitcher, or popped out to the pitcher. She was the first batter Tori Howard faced. No ball 1 there. Howard kicks and fires. That ball's outside for ball 2. Howard in the 7th inning yesterday, Coach Saki felt let up a little bit. Marion was able to plate 3 runs. That ball up and out of the zone for ball 3. So what could have been 2 outs, nobody on, is now in danger of being 2 on and only 1 out. 3-0 the count. Howard, the freshman, swings the right arm through. It's in there for strike 1. Mountain Home just not going away, being pesky today, being really disciplined at the plate. A lot of walks in this ball game. Howard with 3-1 count. She kicks there. That ball hit to third. Maddie will square, throw to second, and Passage gets that force out. So there's an out there. And that'll bring Reagan Hasselwander to the plate. Hasselwander is singled and struck out. 2 outs. Runner on first. That ball hit right back to Howard. She'll field it, throw it over to first, and the error does not cost Greenwood. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Greenwood with a 7-5 advantage coming to the bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Just got an update from Jonesboro. Caden Brown with a 2-run homer in the top of the 6th. So Greenwood and Van Buren tied at 2. The top of the 6th over in Jonesboro. So a good one there, a good one here. Trying to get both teams to the state finals are the Greenwood faithful. And a big 2-run homer for Caden Brown, the senior UCA commit. Hits a 2-run homer, and Greenwood and Jonesboro are tied, or not Jonesboro, Greenwood and Van Buren are tied 2-2. But here in softball, 7-5, Greenwood leads, and Charlie Taylor will lead off the bottom of the 5th for the Lady Bulldogs. She's walked and struck out. The corners are in for Mountain Home. Taylor looks at strike 1, and I think that's probably because the number of bunts that Greenwood put down yesterday. Good game playing here from Mountain Home. Charlie Taylor looks at that one. It's over but low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the sophomore catcher. Taylor lifts that one, got the bottom half of the softball that time, and she'll pop out to the shortstop. Emily Payne has been busy. She's gotten a lot of action her way. And that'll bring Macy Cutzinger to the plate. Cutzinger's a 2-run single in the first. She flew out to center in the second. She digs in here. That ball's up and out for ball 1. Cutzinger's been swinging a very hot bat coming into today's action. That ball towards right, almost over the head of the first baseman, but she leaps and makes the play, and Cutzinger will be retired. Good play there from the first baseman, and that is Georgia Burnham. She climbs the ladder, and Cutzinger is retired. Two outs here. Claire Chappell to the plate, and that's strike 1. So Greenwood had the bats rolling early. First 2 innings, scored 7 runs, and other than a double from Ali Saki, they haven't had a runner on the base. And that ball's over but low for ball 1. So Greenwood looking to heat the bats back up again. Thursday afternoon, it was another confrontation at the mound, or conversation, or the home plate. Mountain Home coach trying to figure out how Saki's doing the flex. And he usually runs Ireland Cooper if Claire Chappell gets on, but he plays Claire as the flex. And I'd walked past the Mountain Home coach talking to an umpire before the game, trying to get clarification of what this is, I believe. Now, again, I'm out in center field beyond the center field fence under the batting cages, so I'm not privy to what the conversation is. But I'm only speculating that she's wondering how Claire Chappell's still batting. But she was the DP in the flex. And so then she stays in as the right fielder, and I guess Haven Clements becomes the flex. And she's not satisfied with the explanation, but it's what they're going with. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. And the Mountain Home head coach will retreat back to the dugout. That's Shelby Anderson. And Claire will watch that pitch for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bottom of the 5th. Chappell swings and fouls that one out. She's in the batter's box and it hits her, so it's a foul ball. The ball is dead. She pull cued that one off the end of the bat. She fouls that one towards third, and that's off her foot again. Home plate blue right on top of that. Claire kind of limps that one off. If you're Claire, you want to hit it to the outfield anyway. So she gets another opportunity here. 1-2 the count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Chappell swats one, it's to third. She's going to try to leg it out, and it's in time. I say it's in time, the throw's in time. 5-3 on the put out. Claire's retired. And we'll head to the top of the 6th. It was really Greenwood's favor early, and Mountain Home has kept chipping away. We'll see Hasselwander, Belk, and Robb, the 7, 8, 9 batters for Mountain Home here in the top of the 6th. So we'll see if Greenwood can hold on here. Tori Howard back into the circle. And Coach Anderson, I still think, wants clarification for how this has all gone down. I don't think she agrees with the explanation she got. But I know one thing, Coach Saki knows that rule book inside and out. He knows how to use that flex and the DP and what that all means and when you can put who where and when they can re-enter, and he's well versed on it. So see a little discussion over there with Anderson and Coach Saki just trying to explain her questioning, I think. What do you lose? You don't got nothing to lose but try. Howard kicks and fires. A bunt laid down. Cartwright will come. Charge, fire over there, and it's in time. Cartwright has played a magnificent third base all year, as Hasselwander thought she was going to get a single there. But Cartwright fires it over there, 5-3. Thomas on the receiving end, and there's an out to begin the top of the 6th for Greenwood. Cartwright will dig in a little bit more, and that ball's going to be popped up. Howard's going to get it. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Could we have the immaculate inning? If you're Mountain Home, you just take a pitch here. This will be Marcy Cudworth to the plate. So I'm off, and that's ball 1. So I'm off in my book somewhere. 5-3 F1. Howard, that ball up and in for ball 2. Cudworth has singled and grounded out to first and grounded out to second. She bats from the left side. Howard kicks and fires. That's in there. Changeup for strike 1. Got to love that pitch when you can throw it on a 2-0 count. Not just throw it, but find the strike zone there. And Cudworth still ahead in the count, 2-1. 7-5 our score, top of the 6th. Swings through that one. Another changeup from Tori Howard there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here. Top of the 6th inning. Greenwood had 7 runs in the first 2 innings and have had 1 base runner since. Mountain Home scored a lot in the 3rd and added 1 in the 4th. That ball popped up. Cartwright will take charge. She'll make the play, and that'll end the inning. So pop up to 3rd to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Greenwood 7, Mountain Home 5. We're in for a dandy. Bottom of the 6th here. The winner of this one gets Benton in the state finals next weekend. 7-5 the score right now in the favor of the Lady Bulldogs. And they'll send to the plate Clements, Fisher, and Passage here in the bottom of the 6th. So Greenwood looking to get back some base runners. They've been thwarted since the 2nd innings, aside from the double mentioned, the 1-out double from Ali Saki in the 4th. So Saki has been on base all 3 times. She's at an infancy. She walked in the 1st, infield single in the 2nd, and doubled in the 4th. She'll be the on-deck circle, the 4th due up today. Haven Clements will take the batter this inning, not today. Haven Clements will dig in. She swings and fouls the first one back to the screen for strike 1. So Clements taking a hack there. 1 strike. Haven Clements digs in, asks for time. It's granted, and Loving kicks and fires, and Clements swings through that one for strike 2. Fisher on deck, Passage in the hole. If either of those can reach, Ali Saki looming for the Lady Bulldogs. That ball outside. Mountain Home wanted the call. It's ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haven stays alive, swats that one in the air, and the second baseman will come over and make the play. So Haven's retired on the pop-up. And that'll bring the left fielder, Kinley Fisher, to the plate. Fisher struck out and popped out to short in her 2 plate appearances. She'll swat one right back up the middle. Second baseman will range to her right, fire over, and get her by a step. So the second baseman's made 2 plays this inning. That one of the 4-3 variety, and Chelsea Passage will come to the plate for Greenwood. Passage has doubled, walked, and grounded out to 3rd in her 3 plate appearances. 1 for 3 in the ballgame yesterday. She'll watch strike 1 right there. Mountain Home trying to keep this within 2. That ball outside for ball 1. So Passage evens the count at 1-1. See what Passage has here. She swings, fouls that one out of play to the right for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chelsea Passage, the senior, is going to the University of Arkansas to play softball. She didn't want to do so yet. She's still got at least, hopefully, 1 more game for the Lady Bulldogs. She watches that ball float outside for ball 2. Greenwood 3 defensive outs away. That ball outside, not a changeup this time as Passage watches that one. 3 balls and 2 strikes. If you're Lauren Loving, you're trying to get Passage right here. You do not want to see Saki come to the plate. Passage lists that one. Will it get down? No, it will not. Fly out to the right fielder. And that'll end the inning for Greenwood. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Greenwood with a 7-2 lead, or 7-5 lead, I'm sorry. Tori Howard back in the circle for Greenwood. Need 3 outs. Yesterday, those were the loudest 3 of the game, as Marion was able to hit a 3-run homer in the top of the 7th to cut the lead to 11-5, and Greenwood was able to hold on from that point. So Torrey Howard trying to lock in here. Uchman, Burnham, Hill, the 3 scheduled for Mountain Home. 2, 3, 4. The batters for Mountain Home here. If you're Mountain Home, that's the 3 you want at the plate, the middle of your lineup. Greenwood trying to just hang on here, trying to get 3 defensive outs. The winner of this game gets Mountain Home, or not Mountain Home, this is Mountain Home. The winner of this game gets Benton in the state finals. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Gracie Uchman. That ball low and outside for ball 1. It's on the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Howard, the freshman, came in the 3rd inning. Change up there, good pitch. She pulled the string on that one. Strike 2. Howard with the 1-2 pitch. Comes back, that ball outside for ball 2. Didn't go back to the change up there. Ball scooted outside. Howard swings the right arm through. That's on the corner. Strike 3. Uchman goes down looking. A backwards K for Mountain Home. And Greenwood now 2 outs away. Georgia Burnham will come to the plate. She's flown out to left, was hit by a pitch, and grounded out to the first baseman. Howard kicks and fires. Changeup in there for strike 1. Got 1 out, top of the 7th. Mountain Home trailing by 2, needs 2 to extend the game. That pitch fisted. It's going to be right at Chelsea Passage, and she'll make the play. So an F5 or F4, I'm sorry. And Greenwood 1 defensive out away from punching their ticket to the state finals. Torrey Howard has been spectacular in the circle and relief. Did so yesterday, comes in today. And Caitlin Hill, the center fielder, has walked twice and struck out in her 3 plate appearances. Digs in here. That's on the corner for strike 1. Torrey Howard not messing around here in the top of the 7th. 2, 3, 4 facing her. And here she goes. Strike 1. 2 outs. Kicks, fires. That's on the outside corner, but too far out for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mountain Home down to their final out. They have hopes of extending this one. That ball lifted to left. Fisher's got a beat on it, and that'll do it. The Greenwood Lady Bulldogs have punched their ticket to the state championship game, and they are headed to the finals again. What a game. What a job by Torrey Howard to come in from relief 2 games in a row, and Greenwood has advanced to the finals. Oh, baby, it was close. A lot closer than it looked in the outset. Greenwood scores 7 in the first 2 and then hangs on as Mountain Home just keeps fighting and kicking and clawing and fighting their way in. And Greenwood wins 7-5. All you got to do is advance. So they got a date with Benton in Benton, and we'll find out if that's Friday or Saturday when they release those dates. I don't have a date, or I don't have an update from Jonesboro. Last I heard, it was 2-2 in the top of the 6th. So we'll get you over there to that one. I want to leave it right here because Greenwood will be awarded their ticket to the finals. As tournament director Mitch Husky comes out to present it to the Lady Bulldogs, and I want to say what a great job Mitch Husky and his staff has done putting on this state tournament. Excuse me. They've done it without incident or error, and just been very well organized, very well played, very well officiated. Just a great job from Mitch Husky and the Mountain Home staff. And Greenwood gets their ticket, and they head to the state finals. 7-5, our final score. We'll get off here and let you tune over and catch the baseball finals and how that one ends. But good news here, Greenwood advances 7-5. They're in the finals and will play Friday or Saturday. As soon as we get that information, we'll let you know. Appreciate you joining us. Get over there and watch baseball, boys. Hopefully they can punch their ticket as well. Greenwood's got one team in. Van Buren's up 6-2 right now. So Greenwood's got a lot of work to do over there in Jonesboro, but the Lady Bulldogs are in. Thank you for joining us today. Flip over and watch Tim Terry and Sean Holland for the final time for Mountain Home. Greenwood 7, Mountain Home 5. We'll see you from Benton. Thanks for joining us.